Howdy, my name's Samson. I'm a maker in Denver. This is the RiNO Route CNC machine that I built. I'll do a little quick tour here. So we have a 600 watt brushed DC motor purchased off of eBay for about 250 bucks, I believe. Maybe a little bit, 140 or even, actually, now that I think about it. Custom 3D printed vacuum extraction device. Going up to the vacuum hose, hanging on a rail on the ceiling. That needs a little bit of work. Little brush base sits on there nicely. 250 millimeter movement axis, Z-axis purchased off of Open Builds. And well, let's get them a little shameless plug. Open Builds. It did originally come with this plate is a hard plastic wheel, and it runs on the inside of the C-beam. But that it wasn't strong enough. There was too much flex in it, so I have since upgraded it to a larger plate running on the outside of the beam with aluminum wheels. Both the X and the Y. This is the Z is a lead screw. The X and the Y, however, are on belts, which was a custom design that I did in order to save some money because they're a lot cheaper than other options for linear movement. The belt is a 5 millimeter HTD belt. 5 millimeter is the spacing between the ribs, and HTD is the shape of the rib, the profile. Something like a 200 Newton meter motor, if I recall, which I don't specifically, using a I'm forgetting the actual crap. Anyway, it's a 4.251 gearbox, planetary gearbox. That's the word I'm looking for. The planetary gearbox to gear it down even further for a higher level of precision, which I was going for 0.1 millimeters, essentially, as my base precision. You can see a little drive belt here. It is a metal frame and a wood base on casters. I do have the metal frame is sitting on these adjustable points that I made so that I can adjust the table for level and any sort of flex in the floor. All my drag chain mounts are 3D printed. Actually, first I should say that the belts are tensioned on these custom tensioners that I designed. You just tighten this little screw right here, and that will increase the space in between these two pieces, and yank on the belt. This is nice and tight because I yanked on it as hard as I possibly could when I installed it. Anyway, drag chain. Purchased all of the drag chain off of eBay. It's a lot cheaper. I was going to 3D print it, but it's way cheaper to just buy it. These mounts are all designed and printed by me. Vacuum extraction. The Dust Deputy works pretty well. It doesn't quite get like the super fine stuff. And then my handy shop vac does get a decent amount of the rest of it. I don't have a really nice filter in there, so some does escape. So I vent it directly into a 4.5-inch vent out through the ceiling. Super critical. Here we have some more 3D printed drag chain mounts for my large drag chain, but they were not sufficient. I kept snapping them off when I walked past, so here we have some wooden ones that I designed instead. This drag chain has these slots in it that open up, and you can lay the cable down inside there, and that is an incredibly useful feature. I highly recommend that. You can kind of maybe see the texture there. These are 3D, I had this water jet. This was also water jet. The beam is a 4x6 or 2x6 aluminum hollow beam with plates on the end welded to, and then allowed me to bolt it to it. And all of my wiring coming in and out of my control box is on a nut block. Anyway, I have them all exposed here so that for any sort of testing and troubleshooting if I need to. This is my control box, which I put on drawer slides for fun. 36 volt power supply runs the drivers. 12 volt power supply runs the 2 fans and the parallel port breakout board, which is in the back. Might be tough to see there. Lead Shine M542 drivers. I got 2 rather large capacitors in there for smoothing, and you have your spindle power supply right here, which is I'm currently set to a manual speed control. This is I just like this power switch. It's a very nice power switch. And this box also has a locking feature. Control using Mach 3 on a Windows PC. Just an old Dell. The important part being that it has a parallel port on the back, since this machine is a parallel port breakout board. And I think that should probably do it for the RiNO route. Cheers.